Hey, what's up everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we're doing the DAZN preview for Saturday, April 27th, as the card is headlined by Jose Ramirez versus Rancy's Barthelemy in a battle of former world champions. Now, before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel, I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I continue to build my channel here. So we're going to start with the undercard. The third to the top is an intriguing crossroads lightweight battle, as former world champion Joseph Diaz, battles contender Oscar Duarte. Now, definitely a crossroads fight right here. Diaz is a former 130-pound champ that has lost 4 of his last 5 fights. Pretty much moving up to lightweight was a mistake in terms of his dedication and his passion. Maybe he's just too small, but he has went on to lose ever since losing to Devin Haney, which was the second loss of his career. He challenged for the WBC title in that fight. He went on to lose to William Zepeda. He got upset by Mercito Gesta, and then in his last fight, he was earlier this year, he was upset by some unknown fighter. So Diaz is just trying to hang on. I think he's up there now at like 33 years old. 33, I think. And he's just trying to, get somewhat back in the mix here by taking on Duarte, who lost to Ryan Garcia back in December, got knocked out in the 8th round. But that fight was also at 140 pounds. And, Duarte coming back down in weight to fight here. Duarte's 29, and he's 29 years old, and he's got a 3-inch height advantage, which I think is significant. So, picking a winner here for me, JoJo's just been on a downward spiral. And I think Duarte is going to bounce back from the Ryan Garcia loss nicely. And I think he is going to either stop. No, I don't think he'll stop JoJo, but I think he's going to beat him by a decision and push forward towards something bigger, later on. So pretty good lightweight crossroads bout right here. Then in the co-feature, and again, I am really bummed that I could not make this fight. I really wanted to make this fight in Fresno. It's a little over an hour away from where I live, and I really wanted to go to this fight, but baseball and work and all that kind of stuff got in the way. But this undercard, the co-feature, Virgil Ortiz, the undefeated super welterweight contender at 154. Will battle former world title challenger Thomas Dulorme, and on paper it's a big time Ortiz is a big time favorite going into this fight. Not a lot of people giving Dulorme a chance here. He's 34 years old, where Ortiz is 26. Other than that, the height and reach is pretty much the same. Here, actually, I think Dulorme might have a 3-inch reach advantage. But, most people, again, are thinking that Virgil Ortiz should win this fight outright. And I'm in that boat. I think Ortiz, especially now, knowing that a big-time fight is on the horizon, and he actually has a date and an opponent, it looks like August 3rd, Ortiz will return if he gets through this one with Dulorme, and he'll battle Tim Tszyu, the former champion from Australia. I mean, that's a huge fight right there for Ortiz, definitely the biggest of his career, and it's right there on the horizon, and it'll be on a huge card headlined by Terrence Crawford. Turki Al-Sheik's coming to LA, and he's stacking that card. So Ortiz knows what's ahead of him. Now, here's the thing, though. When you know what's ahead of you, you can overlook an opponent. And I think that's the only thing that could hurt Ortiz in this one. But Dulorme hasn't fought much recently, and I think he's lost 3 of his last 4. I think he's lost about 4 or 5 of his last, I think he's lost half of his last 10 fights at least. And he's just a veteran that's fought for a world title a couple times. Pretty solid fighter, but nothing that I think Ortiz shouldn't be able to handle. I think Ortiz will get in there. I think he'll break down Delorme, and I think he stops him in the early to middle rounds and remains undefeated and punches a ticket for hopefully that big fight with Tim Tszyu in August. And then in the main event, you have a battle of former world champions fighting out of his hometown. Jose Ramirez in the main event, the former unified junior welterweight champ at 140, battles former two-division world champion at 130 and 135, Rancy's Barthelemy. Ramirez is coming in a sizable favorite in this one, but do not overlook Rancy's Barthelemy. I'm telling you right now, that is a mistake as a fan, and it's a mistake if Ortiz does that. I mean, if Ramirez overlooks him himself. Because Ramirez, you know, yes, he's coming in the favorite. Yes, he's the younger of the two. Barthelemy's 38, Ramirez in his early 30s. And Ramirez, you know, size-wise, it's pretty much even, but he's a guy that pretty much has started out at 140, where Barthelemy has worked himself up from you know, from 130 and 135. You know, so obviously you're looking at this one on paper going, oh yeah, well, you know, there's a major reason why Ramirez is the favorite. He's fighting at home. But let's remember a couple years back, I think Gary Antoine Russell came in a much bigger favorite into his fight with Barthelemy 2 years, you know, almost 2 years ago. And he almost, you know, and he was giving Gary Antoine Russell a very good fight. And Barthelemy is like that. You know, he's been in there for a while. He's a veteran. He's a former two-division champ. He knows what he's doing. He can box, and he has an awkward style. So I think that he definitely has a chance here. Now, do I think he's going to win? No. I'm picking Ramirez to win this fight by stoppage in the later rounds. But I also think this fight could go to the scorecards. And that's why Ramirez needs to come out here and look good. Now, he's trying to punch his ticket for a world title fight as well. He's still ranked high by the governing bodies, but he needs to have a nice win here, an impressive win, a convincing win, in order to keep people interested that he's at the top tier. And this is his golden boy debut right here. This could lead to a showdown with Arnold Barbosa Jr., could lead to other fighters. So hopefully Ramirez, you know, and also if Ramirez wants to move up in weight, you know, you could have a rematch with Josh Taylor at welterweight. You know, welterweight's opening up to better names now. You got Jerome Boots Ennis is fighting at welterweight and is a world champ. Now he's with Matchroom. And, you know, as I said, Barbosa here at 140, but then also at 147, Ryan Garcia. You know, so there are options for Ramirez out there if he's convincing in this win in the main event in his hometown, and I think he will be. So I got Ramirez by a late stoppage decision over, or a decision over Barthelemy. I got Virgil Ortiz by a knockout in the early to middle rounds, and then I got Oscar Duarte defeating Joseph Diaz by a decision. I hope you enjoyed the video. This has been the Ramirez versus Barthelemy DAZN preview for Saturday, April 27th. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.